together today. It's good. With our family.
That's right.
Watching along with us. And guys, the NFL is currently the only major sports league which is not in season. But that does not mean it has not been impacted by the coronavirus. With the latest, here's our NFL Network insider. Actually, I want to bring you guys in.
Oh, thank you.
Allow you guys to kind of give your...
How about the fact that we're here, you know? And I imagine anybody who's watching us right now, there's a really good likelihood they're watching us at home, whether you're with your family, whether you're staying home from work. We got a lot in common with you. My children are not in school. Their school was closed down. They're at home with my wonderful wife right now, and they got board games and Lucky Charms and books, and they're staying home and they're watching. And it means a lot to me that the three of you guys are here, and anybody who is watching is here with us. We get it. We know what's going on, and we bring the burden to this table of talking football every day. So we'll try to do it because it's good odds that you're at home on the couch. Maybe you'd like to watch a little football. So we'll do the best that we possibly can, and I know you guys feel the same.
Yeah, I was inspired yesterday because there's a lot of talk about, you know, coming to work, and we live in New York City. We work in New York City. Do you go? Do you not? And to see the folks on CNN, Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta in studio, to see all the local news affiliates in New York in studio working, and to see the inside the NBA crew together, the three of the four at the desk talking about this. We're here to talk it with you out, guys. Like, we're here for you. I feel like if you wake up with us every morning, we want to wake up with you. And yeah, we're affected by it. We all are, a lot. And we're not sure the answers, but we know that football might be an escape, and hopefully for the next 3 hours, you can escape with us.
That's right. We'll try to have some fun here on the New York Post, the day the sports world stopped. So for me, my concern isn't about sports. And I don't know if I should necessarily be saying that, given that this is a football show. My concern is about the family, and by family I mean every other fellow American and every other fellow human around the world. So just make sure you hug and hold those that are dear to you a little bit tighter, and do whatever you can to remain safe. And the elderly that we keep talking about, as this is dismissive, that it just affects the old, how about you pick up the phone and call your grandmother, grandfather, those that you haven't talked to in a while, because you never know what can happen tomorrow. But we'll be here for the next 3 hours, and let's try to have some fun.
I think that's the point. We're all in it together. Those of you watching at home with us, those of us sitting here, our entire staff and our crew that's with us here today, we just want you to know that we're here for you, and we're affected by it. We're not blind to any of it, and we're taking the precautions for our families and for ourselves. And we're in this together, is the bottom line in all of this.
Yep, great.
And of course, the NFL is currently the only major sports league which is not in season, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been impacted by coronavirus. And so with the latest, here's our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport.
Following a day that saw the coronavirus take over and shut down the sports world, including the NCAA tournament being off, baseball season being postponed, the NBA season being postponed, etc., the NFL remains on track for free agency. As of right now, the plan is to open the league year on Wednesday at 4 p.m., as was previously planned, and the league office has said several times that continues to be the plan. So what does that mean? The CBA vote is going to conclude on Saturday at midnight, so we should know in the wee hours of Sunday morning whether or not the CBA got passed, what free agency is going to look like, and what rules teams will be operating under. Of course, there is also the franchise tag window. That is still, as of right now, slated to close at 11:59 a.m. on Monday. So 1 minute before the tampering period begins, teams should know who is franchised, who is transitioned, and who is not. And then the tampering window opens in the afternoon on Monday to kick off free agency. So amid the backdrop of the coronavirus, the NFL still going as planned. The only differing right now in the league's schedule is that the annual meeting in March was canceled, but the draft remains on track to be held in late April.
All right, Ian, thanks. And we will, of course, keep you up to date on the latest around the league right here on Good Morning Football. Peter, is there anything you wanted to add there?
There's one more piece to this, that there's the vote coming Saturday night from the players. Now, when they were presented a deal from the owners, it was before the coronavirus outbreak really took over. I mean, it was before all the sports world was canceled. These owners have stadiums that were expected to be, I don't know, filled with concerts, MLS teams, all sorts of different. That income is gone also now. So that significantly changes. I've had many agents and many people on the team side say, wow, the economic landscape has changed. When they were offered what they were offered by the owners and what was agreed upon before this vote came out, the world has changed so much economically. I would hope that the players either A, consider that, or B, hold strong with what they believe, knowing the economic factors. But be sure this, everyone is going to take a financial licking the next couple of weeks, and certainly over the next couple of months. That includes the NFL owners. Makes this vote very important because that negotiating window ends at midnight on Saturday. And if you want to negotiate after that, it becomes very, very tenuous with what money we're being shared.
Can I tell you, yesterday I was with an NFL player who I will not name, but someone who has financial security moving forward. And I brought it up. I said, what about the CBA? And he said, honestly, I'm not thinking about it right now. I need to start because the deadline's coming. I'm thinking about my baby. I'm thinking about my wife. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to start changing gears because it's coming Saturday night no matter what.
Right, it's sort of like the wheels keep turning, but there is a ripple effect or a wave effect in this case. But we're going to continue with another football conversation. It's been a few wild weeks leading up to Tom Brady's pending free agency. Let's take a look back at some of the hottest takes and the biggest realizations this offseason regarding TB12.
Anyone who's telling you they know,
they don't know.
They don't know.
Las Vegas would love to have you here at the Raiders.
Who wants to come and play for the great Bill Belichick? 1 year, $6 million.
You want to make a bunch of money, you're going to make a bunch of money.
Just pick and choose their guy at a low price.
You want to play some football and win some games, and we got a spot for you here.
Whatever he wants to do for his family, I think he needs to do.
We got a report that said it didn't go well. Bill is going to be Bill.
That's what the Patriots do.
It's crazy to even say, right?
It is. I don't want to say it.
It's just a gut feeling is that the Patriots will let him go.
I don't know what the future holds right now. And in the meantime, I'm going to spend a lot of time with my family.
Nobody knows anything.
Well done. It made me laugh.
What a mashup.
Good montage.
Yeah, 100%. But which Brady take here that we've heard throughout the last few weeks, certainly over the last few days, has sort of intrigued you the most? Made you say,
The Charlie Weiss one's what stood out to me, and it didn't make the same news as necessarily what you saw on TV elsewhere, but Charlie Weiss was his offensive coordinator. He comes out on Sirius XM radio and basically says, Tom and I have been talking, and he's telling you that everyone who's talking doesn't know what they're talking about, which basically means I'm talking to you now from Sirius Satellite, and I don't know where he's going, but whoever you listen to on that network or that network or that network, they don't know either. There's been so many rumors. The latest was yesterday's when we were doing a whole show on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning a Super Bowl with Tom Brady at quarterback. That's kind of fizzled. Every day it's something new. I find it to be fascinating. The most valid opinion I heard was on our show yesterday when Jay Glazer came on here. And Jay Glazer has broken countless Brady stories.
How was Jay?
Jay was a dynamo.
Fantastic.
And Jay also was the one who found the story on Brady's jersey missing after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Went down to Mexico. Like, Jay's in on this. Like, he knows everything. He found the video of what was taped in Cincinnati this year. All that. And Jay's like, I don't think Tom knows yet. And with what's going on now with the current world, and there might not be a worldwide Tom Brady tour where he's giving bouquets and roses.
Right.
So a lot of those plans might be changing. I don't think this is going to be one where he visits facility after facility. A lot of this might be just over the phone now, which totally changes things.
Yeah, if I would have told you in 2020 that Julian Edelman and Tom Brady would be at a jersey retirement, you would say, oh, man, it's Tom Brady's, of course. The legend retired his jersey. No, this past offseason, he was at a different type of jersey retirement, and it was John Wallace at Syracuse. Check it out.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
This is crazy. We're real close. What'd you tell Bayhine? You got it.
You got it. Whatever you're trying to do right there, Jules. You got it. Yeah, as far as what part of this drama or this saga intrigued me was them just going on this tour of all these weird sequence of events. You know, talking to Vrabel on FaceTime and Julian Edelman teasing the camera saying he's coming back, he's coming back. I feel like they're doing all of this just to create a buzz, and Tom Brady, indeed, just like Julian said, is going to come back.
You think so?
I do. I believe so.
I used to live in L.A., and I would fly to Vegas all the time. It's very simple. It could be 2 o'clock. You could be on a plane from Burbank at 3:15 and be in Vegas poolside at 5.
I wish I knew you in your 20s.
Hi, Peter. I wish I knew you, too. But it used to be funny because the flight was so short that when they would bring the little drink cart out, sometimes they'd only get 5 rows in. They said, sorry, no drinks for everybody. It's time to land. It's that quick and that easy. So it did get me thinking when Dana White was making his pitch to Tom Brady to join the Las Vegas Raiders, he had this outside-the-box pitch was, live in L.A., have your family live in Los Angeles, commute to the Las Vegas Raiders. We joked a lot about how Phillip Rivers commuted from San Diego on the 405, on a 5. And if the Raiders were to say, Tom, come be with the Raiders, every day we will give you a private jet directly from the facility right to L.A. You can Burbank, you can be home. We paid $100 million for a head coach. You don't think we will give you a private jet to commute every day to L.A.? It got me thinking, and I kind of like it.
I mean, it's not that far-fetched.
I'm in
It's a
Vegas.
really quick commute.
It's
from
42
LA. So
minutes.
fast. You'll spend
That's
more
it.
time getting to downtown LA.
Yes, and I'm in boarding
traffic.
group C. Come on now.
I don't believe that. You're never
Believe
you're
me.
like 1A. One of the things that stood out to me was Peter King here, and he has so much context, and he's so credible in the sports media world that when he sits down and he says, I have a gut feeling, it made me think, because, Nate, I've been on that train, like, there's no way the Patriots are going to let Tom Brady leave. Who does that?
Right, who does that?
Who does that? So, but then when he said, who wants to come play for the great Bill Belichick for one? I was like, well, shoot.
That makes sense.
He's got a point. Like, this is definitely something that could be on the table here. And just when you start thinking about all of the pieces that have to come together, all of the stars that have to align, and the ever-changing market, and all of the other factors that go into this, and once free agency starts, you never know what's about to go down.
Yeah.
So Peter King definitely made me think twice a little bit, but I am still on the train that he's not going anywhere.
Okay, you think he stays?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm watching that montage, and I'm watching Willie and Kyle Van Noy, and they're kind of speechless.
Oh, yeah.
What I want to see is if Brady leaves, the former New England Patriot media mafia falling. I'm talking about Brewski and Zolak and all the
Ninkovich,
all of those guys the next day are going to be the real theater watching Brady leave the Patriots, because none of them can wrap their minds around it. It's palpable when you watch the clips. Willie was shook.
Yeah.
He was, and I don't blame him.
Willie was shook. All right, well, listen, Brady is at the end of his career.